right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Hello and welcome into the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm your host tonight, Cassidy Wood. And guys, we have such a special treat for you tonight. We have the one and only Jason Mackey live from Bradenton. Jason, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know it's very late for you, so I appreciate it. But
things get started early down here, Cassidy.
Yeah.
I'm having fun with the old person jokes, but it's somewhat legit.
Yeah.
Very early.
Yeah, well, and it looks like it's been gorgeous down there, so that's been awesome.
I have not seen rain. I know people don't want to hear that. It's been like 70-something and sunny every single day. You can see in my face.
Yeah, I was going to say, but, you look a couple tones darker there.
Yeah, a little bit. I learned what sunscreen is a couple of days into my trip, but it's been awesome. So great.
That's so awesome. Well, I'm glad you're having fun. As for the stuff on the field, what everyone wants to hear about, first and foremost, just paint it with a broad brush for us, Jason. A lot of new acquisitions, young guys in here, of course, Skeens, and a lot of talent that's there. Just how is everybody meshing? How have they been meshing over these last 10 days?
Yeah, it's been a really fun camp, Cassidy. I've covered a few of these things, and I mean, optimism is always high at spring training, but just some subtle differences that I've noticed with Donnie Kelly. Just how many guys are out there for like live at bats. You know, at the end of morning workouts, pitchers will throw live and face hitters. Anybody who's been to Pirate City, you know what I'm talking about. But for those who haven't gone, and the entire team is out there. And just the level of competition, the level of fun, like people are getting their work in, but there's just like a lot of camaraderie, a lot of talking. Donnie Kelly's flitting all around. It's fun to watch him. I'm watching these drills, and you're seeing a lot of guys ask for, I want to do it more, another round, make it harder. Like guys wanting to challenge themselves. In the clubhouse, Marcelo Zuna has been like a hub of communication for all of the Latin guys, like in a great way. Like every single day, there's like some sort of debriefing. It's hilarious. I don't understand the bulk of what they're saying, but it seems funny and important. They're laughing and debating, and I've never seen anything like that in a Pirates clubhouse. Like that many people hanging around, that many people talking as a group. It's a very healthy culture. Those are like 30,000-foot views.
Yeah.
But it's just, you have young pitchers that never leave each other's side. I'm talking about like Skeens, Jones, Majinski, Ashcraft, Harrington, Chandler, Barco, Nicholas. Like this, you have that group, and just. It's very, very healthy right now, what's going on with this team.
Yeah, and I think one of the reasons for that, too, is obviously a lot of new acquisitions. We saw Bob Nutting do something that the front office really hasn't done under this tenure, and they spent money in this offseason. What do you think went into that? Why did they decide to do that this year?
Cassidy, I've had that same question, and I hope and believe that Bob Nutting will talk fairly soon. I think it's a combination of things. I think it's a combination of things have not gone well over the past handful of years. That's no surprise. They haven't won enough. They need to win. They've wasted 2 years of Paul Skeens. I don't think Nutting is happy about that, nor should he be. I think where they're at in their rebuild, they have holes, or they had holes. They were extremely deficient on offense, and they went out and addressed those. There's been, the plane flying overhead, the sell the team chance. Like I don't think that's fun. I don't. People will disagree with this or get mad about it, but Bob Nutting doesn't want that. He doesn't view that as how his ownership should look. So I don't know. You also have a looming lockout in December 2026, so I'm sure that had a little bit to do with it as well. I don't think it's any one thing, but I think it's that combination of stuff. It certainly led them to increase their payroll. As of now, about $17 million. It can go up a little bit more. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up $20 million. But they certainly have enough talent to win, I'll say that.
Yeah. They also brought back a familiar face, AJ Burnett. What's it been like just seeing him out there kind of interacting? What was that, witnessing that first interaction between him and Paul Skeens like?
Yeah, that was cool. So Jared Jones threw live today. He faced hitters. And this wasn't the first interaction that I saw with them, but I thought it was the most poignant. They're out there on the field with him, watching him, talking to him, just supporting their guy. And like obviously Skeens, he is next to Jones all the time. But AJ is probably the player most identifiable with Jared Jones in terms of like an on-field mentality. Yeah. I think that's been neat. You know what else has been cool, though, is just how friendly AJ is to everybody. It's not like Skeens doesn't need the help, right? Like, let's be honest. Jared Jones probably doesn't need the help. But, like, there are so many minor league guys or younger guys that just come up to AJ Burnett and be like, hey, man, I loved watching you. And like Burnett has time for everybody. And he's talking to them and like exchanging phone numbers and answering questions about, his mentality and what it was like and what it took. And man, it was just so healthy to have him here. I think he leaves tomorrow. It's fun for me seeing him. I have a great relationship with AJ. He's just a good dude.
Yeah.
But I think he's been really, really good for this team. And what a move by Don Kelly to bring him down here. I mean, it should have happened years ago. AJ's been wanting to do this. He's the perfect guy. They should have more people like AJ Burnett. Mm-hmm. But his presence has been noticeable, but it hasn't been oppressive. Like, you can sometimes see players in those settings that they want to be down there and like celebrate themselves and make it all about them. Like, that's the last thing AJ was trying to do. He was just trying to be available to people. He was, and I think made a really good impression on them.
Oh, that's awesome. You love to see it. You love to see guys come back, and it's like they didn't skip a beat, So yep. That's great to hear. Guys, this is our Penn West University question of the night. Simple question. Tough answer. Who will win the gold medal on Sunday? It happened. The U.S. and Canada going head-to-head in a gold medal game on Sunday. We'll maybe talk a little bit about that, a little bit about Sid, and a whole lot more about the Pirates when we come back after this first break. Give us a call, 412-575-2600. Welcome back to the Nightly Sports Call. This is our Xfinity tweet of the night from Josh Yohe. I continue to hear that Crosby avoided worst-case scenario. What a story it would be if he played on Sunday in the gold medal game, and what torture it would be for him if Canada were to get upset today without him. Well, guys, we witnessed it. Canada, in the final 30 seconds, were able to score to come out with the win. So they did win 3-2. So they will face the U.S. on Sunday. And Crosby, as of right now, still is a question mark to play. It really didn't look good. I mean, in that game, Jason, against the Czechs, the quarterfinal game, he was getting beat up pretty bad at the start of that. Got hit hard, lower body injury. Here's some photos, obviously, from that match. You just hate to see it. And he was ruled out of today's game and still a question mark for Sunday.
Yeah, I know the discourse around this, Cassidy, is that NHL players, they shouldn't play in the Olympics. It's too much of a risk or whatever. I would defy anybody. I would dare anybody to tell Sidney Crosby he shouldn't play in the Olympics. I mean, that's part of his gigantic legacy. It stinks, and I couldn't dislike Radko Gudas more. I didn't like him before this. I really don't like him now. But it's just the cost of doing business, I guess. It's the risk you take. I'm glad that he's going to be okay. I want to see him play in the gold medal game. Of course, I want to see him lose as being an American, but I don't have a problem with it. I'm not going to look at this and say, oh, NHL players shouldn't be in the Olympics because somebody got hurt. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, and I hope he's okay. I'm more worried about it for the second half of the Penguin season. Obviously, he's an essential part, and I think we need to keep in the back of our mind, too, how big this stretch run is for the Penguins and, them actually having a chance to do something. But I don't buy into the narrative that, like, NHL players shouldn't play in the Olympics. They should be allowed to represent their country. It's not my job to say that they shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't either. I agree with you. And I think, too, it just ups the level of play in the Olympics. I mean, sure, if you have a bunch of, mediocre guys that aren't NHL players playing in the Olympics, you might get some of those Cinderella runs like we saw back in 1980, but that's not going to happen often. And so being able to watch the Olympics this time around, 12 years later, when NHL players are finally back in, the play has been great to watch. It's been really fun and exciting. Coming down to the wire, obviously, the U.S. mopped it up today, but the other games have been great, and no doubt on Sunday it'll be very close. I think down to the wire, probably.
Yeah, and I think about the World Baseball Classic, too. It's the same thing. It's not the Olympics, but, I'm not going to tell Paul Skeens he can't pitch for his country. That's crazy. You know, and baseball, good on baseball for doing this, for, putting the World Baseball Classic product out there. Every sport should have a version of this. Now, the NFL's not going to do it, certainly. But, I love seeing the sports that can do it. And I think the World Baseball Classic is going to be extremely entertaining. I'm going to watch every possible game that I can, and I'm never going to tell a player that just because there's risk, like, we can't do something. That's silly. You got to sell your sport. You want to compete for your country. It's not on any of us to tell guys they can't do that.
Yeah, I agree with you there. All right, back to training camp and all the things, storylines coming out of training camp. Another big one. I mean, it's pretty rare, Jason, that you get to go to a spring training, and get to see two top prospects like you've been able to see battle it out in Bubba Chandler and Connor Griffin. Just what was that like, and how have you seen these two prospects that everybody is so high on? How have you seen them perform throughout the week this week?
Cassidy, I can't believe we made it 17 minutes into this, or 12 minutes into this thing without getting to Connor Griffin.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, every time
we were going to get there
about
eventually.
Something, I know. I do a chat, I do a hit anywhere, like, we got to talk about Connor Griffin, and I get it. He's been so entertaining. He's been so fun to watch. I can't answer the question about whether he's going to be on the opening day roster or not. And that's the $1 million question, right? Like, that's what fans want to know. We have to use these games to inform our opinion. They exist for a reason. I think there's a chance. I'm not saying it's a very good chance, because what he's trying to do is just crazy hard. Here's a stat for you. In the history of Major League Baseball, which is obviously not small, there have only been 22 players to make their debut at 19 or younger playing shortstop. Like, that's how small of a list it is for what Connor Griffin's trying to do. I'm not going to tell him he can't do it. I want to see him try. It's going to be fascinating. And if there's somebody that can shoulder that load, I really think it's Connor Griffin. I couldn't be any more impressed with the kid. It's just we can't come to a conclusion on February 20th. That's silly. Like, he's either going to make this really easy or really hard, in my opinion. And if he hits 400, he's got to be on the team. The Pirates can't tell their fans, hey, we're interested in winning. We're doing all these things that are geared toward winning. And then you have the best prospect in baseball hit 400 and you turn him away. You just can't do it. And if he hits 200, it's an easy decision. He goes to AAA. So anyway, I mean, Bubba's been great. Just to talk about the other one for a second, I mean, he's throwing 100. He's going to have a really big year. Like, I feel bad for the kid. He almost gets shoved to the side sometimes. Like, you've got Paul, Connor, and then, oh, yeah, by the way, here's the top pitching prospect in baseball. We have him, too. But Connor Griffin's been a fun question.
Yeah. I mean, it just sounds like it's been so much fun out there for sure. I forget where I was just going, because I wanted to talk about O'Neal Cruz, but then I just started thinking about Jared Jones, because that was another huge storyline out of today, obviously. Jared Jones facing batters for the first time since May, I believe, when he first injured his UCL and had to get reconstructive surgery. So, it's been a long battle back for him, and I believe he's not going to be able to make his debut till May, correct? Because he's on the 60-day injured. So just how did he look today going up against batters, and what's your hope for him this season?
Jared Jones looked a little too good today. And here's what I mean by that. Like, he was pumping like 97. Where he's at in his recovery, that's a little aggressive. I think they'll probably dial that back in the future. I wouldn't surprise me if they tell Jared Jones to just take it easy a little bit. I mean, no matter how good he looks today, he ain't pitching until June. Like, I know the date is May, but the way the Pirates generally do these things and how important he is as a young arm, he's not going to pitch until June. And so it's great that he faced hitters. It was awesome to see him back on the mound. Like, he's a good kid. He's obviously a great pitcher. Excited for him. And I know, I was talking about this with Colin Beasley on our podcast, the Post-Gazette. Like, just imagine, like, I know you love your job, I love mine, not being able to do it for a year. Like, that would just stink. I feel for the kid not being able to do that. And he's out there finally again doing it. So it's great. I just don't want to see any hiccups or have him push things too hard in his recovery. I want him to get through it okay. The funny part about O'Neal, we haven't talked about him much. It's so weird. We have not discussed O'Neal Cruz hardly at all this spring. Like, there are other ones where we can't get enough cell phone video of him or watch him in batting practice or, ooh and ah over everything he does. Like, he's kind of been relatively anonymous. Like, in good and bad ways.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing for him.
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing for him to just go about his business, improve in the field. Yep, absolutely. I love it.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're going to head to our last break. Give us a call, 412-575-2600. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the Nightly Sports Call. I'm your host tonight, Cassidy Wood, with a very special guest live from Bradenton, Jason Mackey. And Jason, we're going to get out to the phone lines really quick and try to squeeze one in here. We have Brad in Brookline. Brad, what's going on?
Yes, my question to you guys is at Sidney Crosby's stage of his career, is a gold medal or a Stanley Cup. I'm drunk.
All right, well, oh my goodness. I think I know where he was going with that. And you know what, Jason? I think Sidney was asked about this recently. Which one?
About Brad being drunk?
More important? No. Which one is more important to you? Which one holds more value to you? A gold medal or a Stanley Cup? And he said the cup. So I think that answers that pretty easily.
Doesn't surprise me. I mean, if he would do that with this Penguins team in their current state, I mean, shoot, even getting them to the playoffs and having the season that they're having, to me, it's such a referendum on Crosby as a leader, you know, to lead this group and play the way he has, and nobody expected them to do a darn thing. And here they are, you know, a virtual lock to make the playoffs. I mean, it's going to take a giant collapse, and Sid's a huge part of it, obviously.
Yeah, and hopefully he can stay healthy. Like, obviously, I want to see him play on Sunday. I think we all do, because that's going to give us the best matchup between the U.S. and Canada. But in the same breath, you really don't want to see him get injured more when you have the back half of the season still to go. Yeah,
and so Brad can see it too. I mean, by the Stanley Cup, by the time that rolls around, hopefully he's in better shape.
Yeah. All right, Jason. Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you get some great rest out there in Florida and have a great another day tomorrow. And actually, you'll be joining me live again tomorrow night. So
I will.
Be fun.
All right, we'll have a game to talk about, Cassidy. They play the Orioles in Sarasota. Finally, games are here. Long overdue. I'm excited about it.
Let's go. It's baseball season, guys. It's here. All right. Thanks again, Jason, for joining me. Guys, thanks for watching. That is the final of the poll. Who will win the gold medal on Sunday? The U.S., 73%. Canada, 27%. So here we go. Let's go, Team USA. Fingers crossed. All right, guys. Thanks again. See you next time. Same place, same time.